Imagine James Bond stepping off the page and into the same casino where Ian Fleming once blew his rent money at the chemin de fer tables. Only this guy doesn't wait for a scriptwriter. He wakes up ordering breakfast, dodges a hit squad by lunch, and by dinner has both a dictator's signature and a Rothschild's phone number. That's not movie magic. That's just Tuesday for Porfirio Rubirosa. The FBI's own file calls him Bond without the fiction, and after flipping through the court transcripts, 007's resume starts looking suspiciously like an unpaid internship. January 1909, Santo Domingo. A mixed-race boy is born to a family that once owned half the island and now owns little more than the Rubirosa name. Dad's a general who teaches him to ride before he can spell. Mom, fluent in French and Italian, teaches him when not to speak at all. 14 finds him the youngest cadet in the Dominican army. 21, he's a captain because dictator Rafael Trujillo likes the way he sits a polo pony. Trujillo needs a man who can sparkle at embassy receptions and quietly erase problems after dark. Ruby fits the bill. In 1932, he's named Inspector of Embassies, a harmless title until you notice the last 2 inspectors died in suspiciously brake failure-shaped accidents. Enter Flor de Oro Trujillo, 17, used to getting what she wants. And what she wants is the polo heartthrob. The wedding is front-page news. The divorce 3 years later is gossip on 3 continents. Ruby claims irreconcilable differences. Mainly, his wife's habit of waving a pistol between the soup and the salad. Trujillo, furious but pragmatic, decides exile beats execution and ships his former son-in-law to Europe with 2 diplomatic passports and a blank check. Unofficial mission: keep foreign reporters busy following Ruby's nightlife, so no one wonders why Caribbean dissidents keep disappearing. Paris, 1937. Ruby strolls into Ferrari's Champs-Élysées showroom and drives off in a 500 TRC, financed by a uranium mining concession he negotiated in the Congo. 2 weeks later, he's at Le Mans, starting 35th, finishing 6th after a midnight dogfight with an Aston Martin run by, you guessed it, a former Royal Navy officer named Ian Fleming. They clink brandy glasses in the paddock. Fleming scribbles on a napkin, taken by how Ruby orders his drinks. Dry martini, very cold, shaken until it bruises. That line shows up, verbatim, in Casino Royale the next year. Diplomatic salaries don't keep pace with Italian sports car repair bills, so Ruby switches revenue models. Marriage number 2. Danielle Darrieux, France's top box office draw. Short, profitable. Marriage 3. Doris Duke, American tobacco heiress, rumored dowry, $2 million in cash, 2 coffee plantations, and a converted B-25 bomber. Marriage 4. Barbara Hutton, adding the Woolworth billions to his portfolio. Tabloids crown him Mr. Marrying Well. J. Edgar Hoover calls him a threat to national security, noting how easily he strolls out of embassies with both classified briefcases and Hutton's diamond bracelets. Back home, Trujillo's regime wobbles. The CIA smells opportunity. Ruby is summoned, supposedly to explain why his suitcases always weigh twice the limit. Instead, he's handed a fresh mission: cozy up to Fidel Castro and broker a backroom deal. Trujillo will recognize the new Cuban government if Havana stops arming Dominican rebels. The summit takes place in Havana's Hilton in 1959. Photos catch them sharing cigars and belly laughs in the lobby. The deal dies when Trujillo is machine-gunned 6 months later, but Ruby is already airborne to Geneva, carrying luggage no customs officer dares open. Enter Odile Rodin, French actress, 25 years his junior. Friends warn her. She laughs. Their 1956 wedding is the social blockbuster of the decade: 500 guests, 3 orchestras, and a 30-tier Viennese cake delivered on one of her private jets. That summer, Ruby's polo team wins the Coupe d'Or, his Ferrari claims first at the Grand Prix de Paris, and autumn finds the couple pheasant hunting with Prince Rainier in Monaco. For one strange season, the man who once buried bodies for Trujillo is photographed carrying picnic hampers. the FBI agent tailing him titles. His report, Domestic Bliss, probably cover. July 5th, 1965. Paris Moulin's Rally, 2:30 a.m. Ruby barrels his silver Ferrari 250 GT north on the Route Nationale. At 110 miles per hour, a blowout sends the car cartwheeling into a chestnut tree. The steering column kills him outright. Police list the contents. 1 monogrammed martini shaker, 24 long-stemmed roses wrapped in embassy paper, and a sealed envelope addressed to "Darling, no matter what happens tonight." The note inside never goes public. Headlines stretch from Montevideo to Manila. Life magazine devotes 12 pages to "The Playboy Who Outbonded Bond." Declassified FBI dossier, 1966. Subject Rubirosa. Activities suggest liaison between Caribbean revolutionary cells and European high society. Recommend continued surveillance. The file is stamped "Closed, subject deceased," yet the agent's initials are dated 5 years after the crash. Meanwhile, Ian Fleming, dying in Kent, shrugs to an interviewer. "Bond's just a cardboard cutout. The real chaps were far more alarming." He declines to elaborate. So was Porfirio Rubirosa, the living blueprint for James Bond. The overlaps go deeper than cocktails and fast cars. Both men haunted the same back rooms, chased the same perilous women, cashed the same blank checks from governments that preferred actions without signatures. The difference? Bond gets rebooted every decade. Ruby only needed 1 take. Next time you raise a glass, shaken, naturally, toast the man who turned espionage into performance art and marriage into an extreme sport. History remembers spies who vanish. Legends remember the ones who never bothered hiding. If this story just reset your scale for larger than life, hit subscribe. There's a whole vault of real agents, grifters, and renegades whose files are finally catching sunlight. And if you think one Caribbean diplomat can't possibly top this, wait till you meet the woman who filched atomic secrets using nothing but a dinner dress and a smile.